Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the B-Leaguers podcast, brought to you by the Koyo Store. Head to thekoyostore.com, use code B-Leaguers, all caps, get 5% off your order. Welcome back. It's November 27th. We are back in the studio. Everyone's back home. It's been a little delayed, but it's been roster mania in all of North America and a little bit of EU. Obviously, EU changes at this point at 8:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, on November 27th. We don't know a lot of them. There's a lot of rumors going around, but North America is completely confirmed, all except for a couple. So we move on into the future, looking for roster changes and how teams will adapt to these changes. There haven't been any games played, so we don't have a lot to talk about there, but it's really just, holy fuck, everyone in NA made a change, except for one team. And I guess two, but Tempo doesn't, I guess. Well, they kind of count, because Obey made changes. Anyway, welcome to the show. We're probably going to have a lot of Q&A in this one, just talking about opinions and feelings of teams and changes, who came out on top, who got fucked, who's dead in the water. And I'm also watching the hockey game while we're recording this. The Leafs are currently winning 6-0.
So you're happy?
Oh, I'm on cloud nine, bud. I'm just giving it right now. I'm having a great old time. It's gonna be a more relaxed show. I'll say that. It's gonna be a much more relaxed show. I think everyone right now is calmed down after the bullshit that kind of went down over the last week with snakes and people stealing roster spots and lies and deception. It's I think things have relaxed a little bit. We'll wait and see how Reddit responds to the next couple changes, but I'm excited. I'm very excited for the future of a lot of these teams.
So am I, man. There's a lot of roster moves inside of NA that are just making me excited to see if NA can finally compete with Europe how we want them to. And Europe, a couple of teams right now are just very, very weird. You know, like we've had a couple of roster moves that no one really saw coming, and we'll get to those down the line. But again, guys, welcome to the podcast. We'll go down the Patreon list because I know we promised you guys that we read all the names out. We haven't done that in a couple episodes because Flynn and I are lazy as fuck, and by lazy as fuck, I mean we usually forget.
Mm-hmm.
So, Adra, Big, Grayson, JSTMT, Matthew, Mitchell, Nahar, Noah, Rotating Bagel, and Vicar. Thank you guys all for using that Patreon link and giving us your fucking money so that we can keep the lights on over here and give you guys the content. Hopefully week in and week out like we try to do, but then Flynn goes into a coma for a couple days and then we have to get it figured out. So that's it.
Yeah, if you guys ever wonder why episodes are late, it's me. It's always me. I literally just have shit sleeping schedules. I always have, and I always will. And like I've said multiple episodes now, you can suck my fat cock and just live with it. Smile.
Smile.
All right, let's break it down. I guess we start in NA, because where the fuck else would we start? We're a bunch of NA homer-biased fucking pieces of garbage, so. Opening up Liquipedia, I guess we run down the list. There's been a lot of, there's been a lot of predictions made. I think way too early predictions. There's been a whole lot of, trying to rank which team made the best moves and which team made the worst moves. And I think I'm going to be against the majority with a lot of these opinions that I hold. But I don't know. I think for the most part, every team got better. For the most part, anyway. There are exceptions, but I think almost every team has gotten significantly better. We'll have to wait and see how it actually performs, because we talked about Rogue being like a super team this time last year, heading into USN. They won USN this time last year, and then they proceeded to suck just the most amount of dick for the next 12 months.
Yeah, it was
So
gigantic. It was not good.
yeah, we can definitely be wrong, but we were not the only ones. We were not alone on the Rogue is good island. We had many compatriots there for a long time, and I think we bailed long before many others did. To be honest, there are a lot of people still on the ride or die train for Rogue. So I don't know. We'll have to see with some of these teams how they actually perform. Our first opportunity to see that will be in a week's time. It'll be a week and 2 days from the beginning of OGA Pit. And then the weekend right after that, Vegas. It's USN. Stokes, you'll be casting that, so congratulations. Neither of us will be casting OGA Pit. That's Sternab's crew. The EU crew's all heading out there to Croatia to do that.
Yeah, they had to get one in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just had to send shots. I always love fucking with Sternab.
Mm-hmm. I think before we get into the whole list of all of the changes, I think honestly I'm gonna go ahead with my favorite pickup of NA so far, and that's got to be Geo to TSM. That
I figured.
Yeah, TSM. So we already talked about them with like the fucking 3-headed monster, right? You know, achieved Merc Bowl. Is it a 4-headed monster now? Or are we calling it 5 heads now? Because Pojo is not someone you sleep on.
I don't know. I don't stuff that like I gotta tell you after the pod. Like their USN stuff. But the team itself looks fucking terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Like, who do you peek and go, yeah, this gunfight's mine? Like,
no one.
You don't do that.
No, the team.
You just don't do that. Especially like, oh man, dude. Like, and who are they gonna have with like support ops? I'm gonna assume that it's gonna be one of those 4 playing Thatcher because they're not gonna have somebody else. Like, or at least one of those 4 play Thermite or like actual hard breach. You might have somebody play Habana, but even Habana can be used as a frag operator. Thermite really can't. Habana can because she has stun grenades and she's a 3-speed, so you can get in people's faces and make good with that. But I mean, still with Thatcher, you just dump EMPs and you run at people. So I mean, fuck, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see TSM. At USN, by the way, that was also announced for anyone who missed it, anyone that's been living under a rock for the last couple days. Because Rogue disbanded, TSM gets the USN spot, so we now know the conclusion of that saga, and it is finally confirmed, even though everyone has known for a very long time that Rogue was dead. I think, honestly, TSM right now, they look dangerous, and I know they've had problems in best of ones online. Their LAN runs, though, have been scary good. You look at their run at DreamHack Valencia, they made it to the semifinals, and that was their first tournament on LAN as a team, as far as I know. They didn't. Did they play at Allied, actually? Do you remember?
Who played Allied?
TSM.
No.
Okay. No. Okay. No. Cool. So yes, DreamHack Valencia, the event you and I both casted, was their first LAN event.
I said that so quizzically, dude. I have no idea.
I actually don't remember. I didn't cast the event, so I don't remember.
I've had like
there.
7 hours of sleep across the last 2 days, so
you need to fucking fix your life.
No, TSM was not there.
TSM was not there. Cool. I was pretty sure they weren't there. So yes, DreamHack Valencia, they make a run to the semifinals, and they lost to fuck, I don't remember. It was obviously either Rogue or the Giants. But fuck, I can't remember which team they lost to. I think they lost to Rogue in the semifinals, and to be honest, I'm gonna go double check it now that Sam's, I don't know, dead. 3 most recent. Nope. Let's go to DreamHack Montreal and then show previous. And then Valencia. Hey, there we go. They didn't make it to the semifinals, by the way. I'm a fucking idiot. They went to the quarterfinals where they lost to the Giants 2-1. They're LFO back then. So again, I'm fucking stupid. They did beat
Yeah, they're fucking I don't know. I just walked back in. They're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I'm fucking stupid. However, TSM
Oh,
did go 2-0 in groups. They beat Rec 2-0, and they beat Team 1 2-0, and then they lost 2-1 to LFO, who are now the Giants. They won 8-7 on Consulate, lost 7-4 on Club, and 7-5 on Cafe. Still a very close game for them. And that was their very first LAN event. And then you go into Raleigh. They make that run as well. The only North American team to make it out of groups, if I remember correctly. Again, it's actually been a fucking minute since I remember any of this. I have to go back and look again, honestly. My memory is failing me here. Premier events? Yes, Raleigh Major. Were they the only NA team to make it out? No, SSG also made it out. I forgot about that. So, one of two teams to make it out. They lost to G2 in the quarters again. Then obviously they go on to win DreamHack Montreal. That one I don't have to fucking look up because they won the whole damn thing. So on LAN, they have a very good track record. That was a very long-winded way of having to Liquipedia things to just get my point across. They have a good LAN track record. We'll see what they can do at the Invitational. They're already qualified for it, obviously, with winning DreamHack Montreal. So they have that spot. They're not participating in OGA. They will be in USN for kind of like a fill-in spot. But I mean, shit, everyone's going to be brand new at USN basically, except for a couple teams, and it's anyone's game, just kind of like it was last year at USN. Last year there were a lot of roster changes made right before either DreamHack Montreal or USN. There was kind of like two little transfer windows there for NA to shuffle it all up. And realistically, it's anyone's game. It's anyone's fucking tournament. NA is so completely wide open right now with all these changes. I think Dark Zero is still the front runner, but I'd put TSM as a close second in there. Online is where they worry me, because for some reason this team still can't figure out how to play in best of ones, and that's worrisome. Or just play online in general. Like their Pro League run was pretty bad. They barely escaped relegations. I get they were playing with Gotcha at the time for the back stretch of the season, and, you know, he didn't do so hot with them. My one positive for the Geo change is you get a more consistent player at the very least, and I think you can easily say Geo is a much better player than Gotcha. But you get someone who can also, like, help calm a room. Because you forget that, like, Bolo and Merc, yes, they've had almost a year under their belt now playing, but they're still very young age-wise. They're still very young experience-wise. Obviously, Pojo's a leader in the room, and he'll be helping with that. But, you know, the next person you look to on that team to kind of, like, cool things down would be Achieved. Achieved as well. Very young in terms of Pro League experience. He came in just before Bolo and Merc were brought onto the roster with EXG. You know, this team really does not have a whole lot of experience other than Pojo until you bring in Geo. Because Gotcha had, half a season at Challenger League with Disrupt, and then a handful of games subbing in for people on EG while being the coach there, and then again a handful of games subbing in for people with TSM.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So experience-wise, I'm a big fan of the Geo change, and I think it's just another voice in the room to try and level things out, and honestly, just bring more experience to a very talented and potential-filled roster that maybe has not hit their highest potential, even though they've won a minor and made it to the quarterfinals of a major, their first major they ever played in, and they actually have not gone out in groups in a LAN event. They have made it to the quarterfinals at worst at every LAN event they've attended so far this year. Obviously, you can't do worse than the quarterfinals at USN because there's no group stage. So, like,
correct.
You're solid there. The streak will continue. The calendar year of 2019, TSM will not miss quarterfinals of a LAN event. My question is, can they make it back-to-back? I mean, USN isn't a minor. It's just a national tournament. But it is filled with all NA Pro League teams, and it's kind of the same format as like a minor, but not really. I don't know. There's nothing on the line other than money, and it's kind of an inconsequential amount of money as well, in comparison to like Pro League Finals or the Major, or, DreamHacks or OGA where there's a 6 invitational spot on the line, right? Like, the money to them. I mean, what's first place for USN? 75 grand?
If I remember correctly, yes.
Yeah.
No, I think it's 150,000 because everyone was complaining last year, right?
That's the total prize pool.
Yeah, total, and it's 75 for first.
75 for first?
Yeah.
Okay, so 15 a player? 15 grand? Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good money. Don't get me wrong. I'd love 15 grand right about now. But
Monk ass.
Inconsequential amount of money at the end of the day. Not a whole lot on the line. I'm sure they just want to get into a groove with Geo. And I mean, the same can be said for every NA team right now with a change. Inconsequential amount of money. No prestige factor. Just kind of an event. And some land fun. And get to go to Vegas and have fun, right? I think my next favorite change... Actually, Sam, do you want to say your favorite change so we have our favorites out of the way early?
Yeah, sure. I'll say my favorite change is Sky's going to Dark Zero.
That's a very solid one. Yeah, very easy to agree with.
Yeah, I mean, Skies has been one of the guys I've looked up to for a very long time inside of the scene. He's an Xbox kid. I played with him while we were on Xbox. I queued into him a lot. Didn't play with him specifically, but it was always just some guy I was like, hey, like I think it's fucking awesome. This guy's doing what he's doing. I always like just play style. I think it mimicked what I try to make my play style look like a lot. So I was, really latched onto that. And seeing him go play with Dark Zero now and the squad that they put together with Eclipse and the rest of the gang. Oh my God.
Holy fuck.
Them in TSM is what Flynn and I have wanted North America to be for the last year. And I'm just excited to see it finally culminate and hopefully be what we've truly wanted it to be for so long.
Yeah, really. Like, I mean, it's very hard to overstate how fucking good Dark Zero looks right now with these changes.
Eclipse, man, I think that a lot of people forgot how just fucking good Eclipse is. And they're going to see it again because on that rogue roster, Eclipse, he was asleep. He was sleepy Geo, he was knocked out on that roster. But him running or coming over to Dark Zero, especially with Sky's fast paced way of IGLing and playing, is going to bring Eclipse back to his former self. I already know that guy's got the skill and the ability to pull off what they need. I know for a lot of people, it was really weird seeing him get picked up like that because they're like, oh, well, Eclipse wasn't doing very much either. But Rogue overall wasn't doing much. And Eclipse used to be a fucking monster. So I honestly think that if he gets back to form, that is easily, without a doubt in my mind, the #1 team inside of North America.
So playing through this last season of Challenger League, there were plenty of opportunities to scrim plenty of pro teams. And I think we made the rounds on almost every pro team. And the 3 people that I was deathly afraid of and absolutely would never peak, even in a scrim, nothing on the line, it's just about practice and ironing things out. There were 3 people I would absolutely never peak in a scrim. Eclipse was number 1, absolutely. Vertical was number 2, and having them both in the same team, let me tell you, that's not a fun time to go up against. And number 3 was Rampy. Those are the 3 people that I'm like, nah, I don't care if it's 5v1 and this man's on an island killing time just to talk. Nah, I ain't moving. Like, people forget how fucking scary Eclipse is.
If you show a pixel, you die.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, no. Like, Eclipse is one of those guys where you just, no. And I think you're right. You're right on the money there, where Rogue was doing poorly this entire year. And I think people really forgot how good Eclipse is and how good a lot of those players on that team individually are still. Dear fucking Lord, man. Eclipse and Skies going to Dark Zero now. I'm scared. I'm scared because I'm excited. Because for the first time since like 2018, North America looks like they have a front runner to kind of be like a super team, like a new G2. There was a question posted today in the Pro League subreddit. It was, outside of G2 and Empire, who do you think has the best shot to form a dynasty, to really go on some crazy run in 2020? Front runner for me has got to be Dark Zero. I'm sorry, I don't see a Latin American team building up like this. I don't see a European team getting a whole lot better with the changes they've made. G2, obviously, we'll get to that in a minute. But the upgrades that Dark Zero have made, my God, North America actually looks like they have a perennial contender right now. And this may sound, like I said earlier, a lot like how we did last year when we talked about Rogue picking up Vert and how that did not play out on game day like it looked like on paper.
Extended, it didn't play out. But
Yeah.
USN, they looked electric.
Yeah, and I'm sure people will come at our throats, with the caveat of, oh, they played against EG with Gotcha subbing in for Geo. Fine, whatever. I don't care. They looked damn good at USN, and things kind of fell off after that part, which sucked, because the team did look very good on paper. Another one of those situations where we have yet to see it in action, but expectations are stupidly high for Dark Zero, as they should be. This team looks fucking filthy on paper. Yeah, I I don't think there's any question Dark Zero will be number one. I saw a lot of very early predictions for Season 11 of Pro League coming out on Twitter. A lot more than usual. Honestly, I think everyone now is just in the boat of we're throwing darts at a board, and if it sticks, I get to claim I'm a prophet. And that's not just a knock on Chris. That's everyone right now just throwing shit at the wall and seeing. As all predictions way too early are.
Oh, fuck. We got to do way too early predictions.
We're going to do way too early predictions literally just for the fuck of it.
Oh, dude, I better beat Chris. If I don't beat Chris, I'm going to throw myself off a bridge. Like, I swear to God, dude. Like, I don't think you understand how sweaty I'm about to get about these choices, boys.
Yeah?
I'm going to get real sweaty.
We're going to get real sweat about it. All right.
Dude, I'm going to get sweaty all over you, Flynn.
I'm good with that. Don't fucking threaten me with a good time. Shit.
It might be bad. You don't know.
You never really know, honestly. All right.
You never know until you get them there. And then you're just kind of like, the fucking the Family Guy meme. I have $3.76. Do something to me. It's on him. Oh Lord.
I think my next favorite. I don't want to say best because I don't know. It feels weird to say best, but I think my next favorite set of pickups has got to be Reciprocity.
Oh, dude.
So I will preface this with saying I watched Parker's bang on, what was it, last night, 2 nights ago? I don't fucking remember when he went on his rant with his stupid half-beard mustache-looking face.
Dude, I'm so happy it's going back in. He was so
really
fucking disgusting.
He actually looked like a pedophile. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's just, like, no cap, he looked like a pedophile. Like, I wouldn't allow him near schools.
No cap on jaw.
Like, I would not allow him near my sister, near children of any age, school zones, parks, hockey rinks. I don't care. Like,
he can't go to the McDonald's with the playgrounds in them.
No, McCafes only. No play zones. Parker's face is a no play zone. All right.
I'm using that for the rest of my life. If anyone looks like a pedophile, like that guy's not even allowed at the McDonald's play zones. Not even allowed.
No, they'll block him at the door. I'm glad it's growing back in.
Holy shit. I don't give a fuck what everybody else thinks. We're funny. I don't give a fuck.
But yeah, I think a lot of our opinions are lining up with Parker's because Parker is a sensible human being with sensible opinions.
Fuck, I hate being in line with Parker.
Oh yeah, it's the absolute fucking worst. I love going against him. It's a good time. Did that dude just lose his finger? No. Okay, good. Holy shit.
I was about to be like, did somebody just get their shit sliced off?
Well, he like dropped both of his gloves on the ice and then like was holding his hand and then something fell off of his body and it was dark and I thought his finger literally fell off. No, we good. Anyway, he got a puck to the face and he just freaked out. Okay, and the thing falling off him was the puck sideways. Cool. Reciprocity picking up vertical and Knicks.
On a side note, real quick.
Okay.
Duncan Keith ate a puck to the side of the head at the game I was at.
That sucks.
Dude, like he stopped and he just like put his head down. I was like, "Oh, buddy, that had to hurt," because it was all the way outside, Flynn. Like it was a slap shot. I was like, "Did this man just lose his skull? Like, is it gone?"
I mean, he's already bad. Taking a puck to the head, I don't think would make Duncan Keith much worse than he already is. But that's not great. It certainly wouldn't make him any better. Oh, they're clearing up blood on the ice. That's fun. I love when refs try and clean up blood on the ice, and they just like skate over it, they stop on it, and they just fucking like put snow over top of it. It's like, no, this blood was never here. Cover it up with more snow. They did that in fucking minor hockey when I played too. If I like cut myself or something, or someone got cut and there's blood on the ice, they would just like cover it up and be like, shh, it was never here. Anyway, Reciprocity. They pick up Vert. They pick up Nyx. They drop Mark and Sky's ops to leave. And I think that was a big point of confusion for a lot of people surrounding the roster moves. Is they're like, why the fuck would you drop Skies? And it's like, well, they
didn't drop Skies. He wanted to leave. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it was an opportunity for Reciprocity to fill the hole because Nyx was going for Skies. That was for sure. So they execute a trade, if you will, there. The dropping of Mark for Vert, I think, has raised a lot of eyebrows. And one of the comments made, I can't remember who said it. Was it Fox that said it or Lax? Someone said that Vert was going to be playing support.
It was Fox.
It was Fox.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a couple questions about that, and a couple concerns about that. And I mean, Reciprocity, it feels like it literally is 2018 all over again. You know, fucking, super team on paper heading into USN. I mean, like, if Dark Zero wins USN, Jesus fuck, we're in the same timeline as we were last year. But Vertical playing support did not play out well for Rogue. They had to put him back on frag, because that's what he does. He kills people. He shoots heads. Mm-hmm. And he's one of the best in the world at doing it. Like, that is statistically proven. He is consistently one of the best fraggers in the entire world, sometimes even on one of the worst teams. But Reciprocity, this time last year, they dropped Lauren for Skies, and all of a sudden, they got too many fraggers. They made it work. Mark converted to support. Retro played less frag than he used to, and the other three kind of did their shit. Mm-hmm. I imagine it'll be the same kind of thing here. I imagine Nyx drops down to support eventually. I don't think the Vert on support thing is a constant. Like, Skies dropped down to support, and that worked out pretty well.
But he still plays halfway entry on offense. He just plays smoke on defense because he likes smoke. Yeah,
right. It's not full on both sides of the game where he's on support, right? And I still. I understand, like you were just saying like 15 minutes ago, where it's like, Thatcher, you throw your EMPs and go kill people. Great. There's still a role to be fulfilled there that is expected of that. You're
still drawn to a part of the map. Yes, absolutely. That's why, if you remember a long time ago, we had a conversation about Laxing.
Yeah.
It was like right after USN. I was like, why the fuck did they have him on Thatcher? Give him IQ or somebody that has a really good entry gun where he has selfish utility, where he isn't dedicated to one part of the map. Because when you dedicate someone to one part of the map, you constrict and hamstring what they can do.
Yeah, one of the biggest problems I foresee with Vert on support is that it literally just won't work. You've got other guys on the team that could probably make the switch. I believe in Nyx to be able to make the switch, honestly. He's probably one of the more versatile players coming from Dark Zero. I had to play a bunch of different roles because that team just loves swapping fucking shit every round, and they have, the strat book goes on like an encyclopedia. So I would have a lot of faith in Nyx to be able to make the switch when it comes down to it. I'm tempted to allow them, even though I have no say over what the fuck they do. I'm tempted to allow it for USN just to see how it goes, but I feel like we're going to be repeating ourselves in a couple weeks' time with Vert and just being like, hey, he's on support, not as good as support as he is at other things. End of story. I think, honestly, Retro and Nyx are going to start being your support duo heading down the road, and then you've got Vert, Fox, and Lax now instead of Skies, Fox, and Lax. Replace one with the other. Keep the formula that seemed to work pretty well. It got you to Japan and got you to the semifinals of Japan. We're not going to go into the visa shit. But it got into the semifinals of Japan. And they put up, a pretty decent fight against Na'Vi as well, even though Skies classified it as a horror movie last night on Twitter. Honestly, I think for Reciprocity as a whole, the pure talent that they have acquired outweighs a lot of my concerns for roles, but the concerns are still there. I think there's going to be a bit of a feeling out period for them as to, where people fit. How it comes and executes on game day specifically, just because like USN is going to be their first opportunity to test this in a game scenario when something is on the line. I know I said inconsequential amount of money, but there is at least something on the line. You have something to prove, even if it's not for the money. You still want to win. That's what it means to be a competitor. So I'll be interested to see how that pans out for them. Sperry Kapanen just scored to make it 7-0. Oh my god, do I love this team. I think Nix is going to be up.
Fuck your ex-head coach, by the way.
Yeah. Fuck Mike Babcock. Fuck him with a rake. Stupid, manipulative little piece of shit. Yeah, but I think Nix is going to end up on support. They're going to challenge it. It's fucking 6-0. You're going to challenge that for offside? Actually fucking die. What are you doing? Oh, it didn't go in. What the fuck? I thought it went in. Oh, it hit the fucking crossbar and everyone thought it went in. Oh, whatever. It's still 6-0. Fucking suck my dick, Detroit. Samuel, what's up next on the list?
I guess that we go down all of the roster moves and just give it a letter grade.
Letter grade all the way through. I kind of want to go a little more in depth on them, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll talk about them, but like just as like a hey, this is positive, hey, this is negative. I don't think we really have any negative ones. We have ones that will more than likely put like a C that I can think of inside of Europe because we really don't know what the fuck's going to happen with them.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. So
get after it.
All right. All the way. There we go. All right. So the first one on the list on Wikipedia is Knicks going from Dark Zero to Reciprocity.
I'll give that a B. I think because of who they lost in that direct comparison.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely not coming out ahead on that one. You know, these skies for Knicks.
The guy that almost broke the record for land on kills in one map.
Across the field from the guy who almost broke the fucking record in the same fucking game. Citizen Skies going back and forth. That was a fun game to cast.
That dude, Skies was literally just, oh my god. I said it during the cast. I haven't seen him play that good on entry in so long, dude. Oh my gosh.
I will also say, I know we didn't get to it last episode when we had Pi on just because we were more concerned with the games and stuff. But did you have fun casting Japan? Because I had a lot of fun just you and I
had so much fucking fun casting with you, dude.
Yeah.
Like the second day wasn't like my absolute best. I think the first day you and I were like, when we figured out what was going on with that wild card game, we're like, all right, this deserves everything we got. And then we would soon realize that was our first game of the day.
and then like all the energy was gone because it was midnight when the fucking NIP rec game started. But man, I had fun, man. That was some of the most fun I've had casting in a very long time. So I just wanted to say, like, we've been getting a lot of like support for that as well. I've seen it on the Pro League subreddit. I've seen people.
Yeah, a bunch of people were like, "Yeah, Flynn and Stokes are like S tier with Kicks and Taro," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
What? Like, we're used to being told to go die in a hole and kill ourselves every day. So, shouts to everyone for showing your appreciation. Really do appreciate it, honestly. And like I said, honestly, just some of the most fun I've had casting in a long time. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, I just stopped sucking at my job.
Yup.
For like a game, and it was much better, you know. Devil's advocate, bro. It's fine.
Yep. Anyway, I'd give Knicks for Skies on the Reciprocity side a B. On the Dark Zero side, I'd give that a fucking A+. That's a pretty strong one there for me.
All right. Well, for me on these two, I would say Knicks to Reciprocity. I would give a B. I would completely be in line with you on that. Same reasoning. Knicks is a fantastic player. He's a great entry, but he doesn't have the same abilities that Skies does. So, in direct comparison, obviously getting Skies is better than getting Knicks. So for Dark Zero, that's huge. Skies is one of the best players inside of North America, and I can say that quite confidently at this point in time with just how much success he's found running that Reciprocity team as the IGL, and having to work around having so many fraggers on the team. That was the one knock we've always had on them, is that they have so many fraggers. Who's going to be the person to play support? It just seemed like they never had that person to play support properly. except for really Skies on defense. You know, like their offenses were still botched a couple of times because of just support play and stuff like that. But overall, they were a really good team, and the issues with Reciprocity kind of shifted tides over time. You know what I mean? It just seemed like sometimes it was calm issues.
Shifted tides.
You see what I did there? Anyways, from like whether it be comms or support play or just not seeming like they were one cohesive unit at certain times, it just seemed like they couldn't fire on all cylinders when they needed to. It seemed like, oh, Sky's just popping off, but Laxon's doing nothing. Laxon's popping off, but no one else is doing anything. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, here's the positive, but the negative is like sandbags around your feet. You know what I mean? So I really think that bringing Nixon and bringing Vert in is just going to excel them into just a point where they can play whatever the fuck they want to, because everybody on that team wins gunfights. You know, like it's you have TSM, but then you still have your support player. If for the people that are new, Retro is a fragger. Retro's been a fragger since he started playing this game. CTM, he was a fragger all the way through. He's been a fragger, and then he finally hit this point where he plays a little bit more support. We still see him on Jaeger and stuff like that because that's how Reciprocity likes to play. But I think that they just added more to the Swiss Army knife with these pickups.
Yeah, the talent, like I said, talent outweighs my concerns for roles for the most part. Concerns still exist, but they look very strong with the talent they've acquired. Next up on the list, if we keep it to Pro League, would be Goga being dropped from G2 Esports.
That was a shock for a lot of people, and it was such a shock, guys, that when Flynn and I were told it before I went live, we didn't even believe that it was true.
Yeah, we kind of like double took on it, went, fun, good joke. Oh, wait, you're fucking not kidding. Oh, all right, great. Now I have to keep that secret for like a fucking week. All right, cool. Good to know. Yeah, that one. So there's a lot to unpack here, and I've been streaming quite a lot lately, and I know a lot of you have come into stream to ask me these questions already and may have already heard some of these answers, but I'm going to reiterate myself for the people who don't come into my stream regularly and haven't heard me talk on this, because at one point the other day, I literally just said, fuck off, I'll save it for the podcast, and then I delayed the podcast by like 2 days. So I'm really just like fucking all of you over here. Just ask me how many fucks I give about it. It's literally less than none. Thought number one around this whole situation is there's a lot of concerns about dropping Goga, a support player, for Cryan, someone better known as a fragger. Yes, we've already had this conversation with a couple other teams in the last fucking 20 minutes. Here's my thing. In recent play for G2, Fabian and Pengu have both been taking up support roles. And they've been moving Goga around, and from my best estimate, they have realized that Pengu and Fabian can drop to support, and now they have too many supports in the kitchen. That's not something you fucking hear every day, and that's not a good formula to win. Fraggers are fraggers because they have insane fucking aim. Now, Goga used to be a fragger. A very long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Goga was a fragger before he converted into one of the most known support players on Earth. However, he just wasn't getting the job done in this like flex role. They had him on Zofia for a while, and it was shocking, and everyone thought, haha, they're just fucking around. No, they were literally trying it. They were literally trying it, apparently, and they found, oh shit, we have 3 support players. We don't have a fragger in Goga. So I think what you're going to be seeing in the future is Pengu and Fabian playing much more support. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be seeing Cryan probably on second entry. I don't think there's a universe in which you take Kanto off first entry, but you're probably going to be seeing Cryan and Kanto kind of mixing it up in the kitchen together a bit. And then Uno, I think, honestly, this move takes a lot of the pressure that Uno's been facing off of him for a while. There's been so much pressure on Uno since he got picked up to be this fucking, better than Kanto literal fucking, like, server murderer.
Yeah, he was literally supposed to be like the, I'm literally playing T-Hunt guy. Like, like everyone just pegged him as that. And it's like, no, like you're playing against some of the best players in the entire fucking world. Like Joystick doesn't do that. Nobody else does that. They get their entry kills, and like a good entry is like, I got the 1 impact frag and I probably got traded out. Let's go, boys. Yeah. And then like all these other guys like Joystick, all these guys are getting 2-3 kills on average a round. And then when they don't do that, people are like, oh, they're fucking shit. And it's like, have you ever played comp in your life, man?
There's
if
10
you don't know
players.
what you're talking about. Yeah. If you don't know what you're talking about, shut the fuck up. Like, oh my God.
There are 10 people in the server, and it's a team game. And I think a lot of people forget that when it comes down to roles. One of my biggest...
you know that, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
One of my biggest hopes for this G2 change is that, honestly, they kind of go with what I'm assuming will happen. We'll have our first look at it in just over a week's time, like I said, with OGA Pit in Croatia. Obviously, G2 has yet to qualify for the 6th Invitational. There's a 6th Invitational spot on the line. The last one granted through minors will be through OGA Pit in Croatia. Obviously, USN does not qualify for you for anything. It is literally just money and Team USA prestige. Whippy.
Yeah, but by the way, that's next weekend for everybody that's listening, because I know a couple people were like wondering what's going on with that. If you're not really keeping track, OGA Pit is next weekend, and it's based out of Croatia. So for all of our NA boys, make sure you guys are getting your time schedules down on when it's going to be live for you. For Europe,
get ready to get the fuck up early.
Yeah, get ready for that morning coffee, because Flynn and I probably won't even have went to bed yet. So
yeah, probably no. I'll probably just be staying up all night to watch it. So we'll get our first crack at that, and we'll get to see what ultimately comes to fruition from these changes, but I imagine that is the route they'll go. Honestly, you kind of have some interchangeability with Uno and Cryan now. You can either put Uno, like keep him on second entry, and because he's been getting a lot more confident in his role. That's a big thing for Uno as well. Is he talked about kind of the shakes he had in the grand finals in Raleigh. Just how the nerves have changed over time, and that's another point that I think I've tried to hammer home to the point that everyone in this podcast who listens to it should know the speech down by heart. You will never, ever, ever learn something like that and be able to calm your nerves in a situation like that through anything but experience.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like G2 took a step back on paper because a lot of people are examining it as role for role, player for player. You're putting Cryan in support. In no fucking universe, I imagine, should that be happening. Everything that I've seen so far points to Pengu and Fabian taking a step back in terms of their previous roles and mixing it up a bit and going to support, and then running with the 3-man roster up front with Kanto still on primary. And then, like I said, you can go back and forth on who the fuck you want to have flex in second entry if you want to have a distinguishing factor between the two, or literally just run it kind of like TSM, where it's the 3-headed monster of fucking doom and death and terribleness. But I think a lot of people are looking at this the wrong way and maybe just haven't seen any of G2's recent play, like through the qualifiers for OGA or anything like that. I think this is a great move, honestly, for them. I don't think Cryan, and this was put out on the Pro League subreddit yesterday from Valley's podcast. Shout out to Valley, by the way. Shout out to On the Flank. Everybody go check out their podcast.
Except for Demo, fuck that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck Demo. This was pointed out yesterday on their podcast that apparently Cryan was not the number one choice for G2. I don't have that corroborated. I don't have any second source on that. That's literally just hearsay from their podcast. But if it is true, that sucks. But at the end of the day, G2 has never been a team that has been perfect. They may have looked perfect and may have gone on a dynastic run in 2017 and 2000, a little bit of 2018 as well. And, 2019 6 Invitational as well. I mean, they're just a damn good team and they've won a lot of shit. But they've always had to, make some moves on rosters, make some role changes, adapt with the times, adapt with the meta, change up operators. They're a very fluid and flexible team. So even though maybe Cryan wasn't their first choice, that kind of sucks to hear out of the gate, too, that he wasn't their first choice. Like, if you're crying and you see that get posted, because you obviously don't fucking know that, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to walk into the room and be like, hey, we want to sign you.
You're our fifth choice.
Yeah, we tried to sign 4 other people before you, but, you're just what's left. So, that's got to suck. I hope that doesn't hurt his confidence or anything. He seemed like a very, mature and level-headed guy when I talked to him at the Invitational. We saw him there playing for Mocket. It was like a 5-second conversation, so don't take that for anything more than what it was, which was, hey, nice to meet you. How you doing? How things? Cool, I gotta go. Fuck off. That that was the extent of it. So very limited experience with the man. But I think, honestly, he should be okay with hearing that, hopefully. I'd like to imagine. I still think it's going to be good, though, man. I see a lot of G2 doubters out there, and if I've learned anything over the last couple of years of doubting G2 is that you're a fucking idiot if you do.
Yeah. I would say for that move overall, like, even though, hey, it was their 5th pick, whatever the fuck, Cryan himself is a really good player. Like, he did a very good job, even though Mockett sucked such a fat cock at SI. Cryan still did great. So I think he's going to surprise a lot of people, especially because for some fucking reason, no matter what happens inside of Siege, if you don't have clout, people think you suck. And Cryan doesn't have clout. Therefore, people think that Cryan sucks. And Cryan does not suck at the video game. So I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, that happens in every sport, every esport. Like, if you're not popular or known for doing something, if you haven't proven it on a big stage, then people doubt you. And I mean, I've said the same thing about other players beforehand, but I think, honestly, just from my eyes, from my opinion, this pickup still looks strong to me. It really does. Regardless of all the shit that's come out about it, the whole 5th option shit, the role swaps and all that, I still think this is a good pickup for G2 moving forward. It really sucks to see Goga leave G2, but I think a lot of people can say, honestly, that a change is kind of needed. That's the line that's been going around about the Giants is, a change had to be made, and Alfama was the one to go, and we'll get to that in a minute. Honestly, I think a change just had to be made for the sake of a change here for G2, because, man, they obviously have a lot of incredible and obviously somewhat unattainable expectations surrounding them based off of what they did in 2017, 2018, 2019, what they've done in the past, what they were able to accomplish. Has definitely set them up for failure in terms of expectations for a lot of their fans and a lot of people in the community. Honestly, they haven't played to the same level that we know they're all capable of, though, for a little bit. I think they turned it around there for that last little stretch of Pro League where I said, the prophecy was going to come true. They were going to make Japan and all that shit. And it really did look like they were going to. If they didn't choke that fucking 5-0 lead against Na'Vi, it's an entirely different event. And it's an entirely different outcome, and maybe Goga doesn't get dropped. But we don't live in a land of hypotheticals. We live in a land of reality, unfortunately. And the reality is Goga's dropped. And I hope he lands on his feet. I don't know where he's going to land. There's a lot of rumors going around about Vitality. We don't have anything confirmed yet. Nothing is released. Again, it is 9:38 p.m. on the East Coast on November 27th, if you're listening to this, and maybe something has come out tomorrow. I don't live in the future, and I'm definitely not leaking anything. So, hey, there you go. I think for the overall grade of the move, I'm going to give it a B. It has yet to be proven, but I'm optimistic for it. I'm going to give it a B.
I'm going to put a C on it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Not sold?
It's just middle of the road.
Yeah.
Like, it's not surprising. It's not something that I didn't expect to happen,
Yeah.
So I knew that if that land did not go well, that they were making a move. And, I would be right.
There you go. All right, moving on. Mark dropped from Rec in place of Vertical.
A.
Yeah, I'm going to give that an A. Again,
I'm sorry. I love Mark. He's a great guy. But
Vert,
this is business, and it's Vert.
It's Vert.
So
I think
I will pay anyone $10 if you can win. I will give anyone $10 if you can win 6 out of 10 gunfights with Vertical.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Okay, cool.
I don't think I've won more than like 2 against him in my life.
I have won 1, and I've played against him 7 fucking times.
There you go.
One actual gunfight, by the way. I've killed him more than that, obviously, but a gunfight is like you see each other at the same time and actually have a gunfight. Not, hey, I shot him in the back, and hey, I killed Vertical.
Yeah.
So
next up on the list is something. So it relates to a team that we've already talked about for a while earlier on in the show, but this is a portion of it that we didn't get to. Brandon Carr, the original Brandon Carr, not the fucking duplicate we saw in Japan. BC goes back to coaching for Dark Zero to join Bacon and Christian, E Central, their analyst. They now have a very robust coaching staff. Break out all the SSG memes. They now apply to Dark Zero as well. BC going back to coaching. I don't know how to feel about that.
I like it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's too damn good to be a coach.
I think that for Brandon, it's what he wants to do. I think Brandon just loves being a coach, to be completely honest. I think that it's what drives him currently. And hey, I mean, I like Brandon a lot. I think he's a fucking awesome guy.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever Brandon wants to do, him and Bacon have been able to establish a family mentality at Dark Zero. They all live in the same house, and you have to have that when you live in the same house, Flynn, as you know. So, with that being said, I think that him shifting back and giving, kind of the metaphorical reins over disguise, I see this going places. I see it going places relatively quickly.
I don't know. I think he could still definitely play. And
absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind.
I don't think he wants to leave Dark Zero. So I think this is another one of those situations where we saw with like EG earlier than this time last year. So right around DreamHack Montreal, where Necrox actually stepped into coaching for like a hot minute there. And it was a situation of, that was Amar's home, right? He had never played on another team ever. That is his home. That's his team. And he didn't want to leave, but he knew he could still play. So he said, fuck it, I'll stick around because this is still my team. I'm going to coach. And then eventually he gets back into playing, and look, Amar's still fucking nasty at the game, no shit. And we'll get to EG in a bit. I actually think it's coming up next. For Brandon to go back to coaching, I get it. I really do. You've moved your life there into Houston in the Dark Zero house with everyone. That's your team. He's really made that his team ever since leaving EG for a little over a year now. I don't know. I like BC so much as a player. It's not that I don't like seeing him as a coach. I just think he's so fucking damn good as a player still that I'd like to see him kicking some ass on the field sometime. I don't know.
It's one of those things where you just hate to see him go. You know what I mean?
Yep. It has nothing to do with me thinking he's a bad coach or anything. I think he's a very intelligent person. We actually got to talk for like 6 hours straight at the airport. Me and the Dark Zero guys were all on the same layover in Taipei. So we got to hang at the food court for like 6 fucking hours straight. So I was chilling with all them and talking, picking their brain on stuff, and very, very intelligent man, honestly. And I have a lot of respect for him as well, hearing a lot of the stuff that went down in like the Na'Vi game from his side and understanding what went down from their perspective. And obviously being a player, I can empathize with a lot of the stuff that happened. Just damn, man. Honestly, I think he's still too damn good to be behind a bench right now. I'd like to see him. Playing, but hey, if this is the move it takes to build the super team for North America, for Dark Zero to truly be a contender perennially for North America, then I'll take that sacrifice. I'll take that sacrifice to see BC on a bench instead of playing. If it's the move that makes Dark Zero win majors and win championships and bring something home to fucking the pitiful ass land we live in North America.
Well, I would say overall this roster mania has been the craziest that I've ever seen it.
Yeah, this is so honestly, I actually saw Kev tweet this the other day. He was like, everyone thinks this is insane, but I got to write a book one day of all the shit that could have happened. This feels like SI all over again. Remember when we pump faked everyone after SI? We were like, oh my God, all this shit's happening. Like, the shit that could have gone down. This is like what should have happened after SI.
Yeah.
This is
Oh
like
my
the
God.
level of what was going to happen after the Sixth Invitational this year.
Yeah.
And then
three
didn't.
teams at SI were supposed to just implode. So
Yep. Yeah, it was going to be fucking anarchy. And it wasn't. It was kind of like this as well, where it wasn't just NA. You know, there were EU moves speculated on. There was LATAM moves that were going to build like fucking crazy ass team. Like there was some shit talked about in many a bar in Montreal in February. And then March came around and nothing happened.
It always goes down in the bar.
Oh yeah.
Like it's never like, oh hey, after a match we're all hanging out and it's like, oh yeah, this and that. It's like, no, we're all out getting fucking hammered. They're like, hey, did you hear this whole roster's gonna die? Like,
yeah. That's always how it is. That was how it was in Raleigh too. After we heard about all the changes there, it was literally just us at that bar. I can't remember the name of it. We were all at the bar down the street from the hotel, and everyone was just like, yeah, this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. I was like, oh shit, y'all ain't even home yet. All right. That's always how it is, right? And I think a lot of the pump fakes happen when people make rash decisions in the moment, alcohol-infused rash decisions in the moment, and then get home and go, yeah, maybe we should take a second and think about this. But, hey, that's how she goes. On to the next one. Geo. Already talked about it. My favorite move so far to TSM. EG loses Geo, but TSM A+. Picking up Geo, dropping Gotcha. I guess another technical trade.
Oh yeah, I guess we got to kind of go through that, don't we?
Yeah, we got a couple more to go to before Q&A, bud.
All right. So which one are we on, Geo?
Geo to TSM and Gotcha to EG. The trade.
A plus for Geo. Do I do it?
Do it.
That's an F.
That's
an F in chat, boys.
For EG, huh?
That's an F. That's an F in chat, boys.
All right, time for me to get on my motherfucking soapbox. I've already been on like 2 this episode, but it's time for a 3rd. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll. Flynn defends EG. All right, here we go.
No.
Yeah,
stop.
I'm defending EG.
All right. Oh, you know what? I'm listening intently. We're debating this.
Yeah, we're debating this. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Off the top of your head, who are some of the best LAN players in the world?
In the world?
Yeah. You don't have to say them all out loud. Just
Skies,
think about them in your head.
Regular, yeah.
Yeah. The names Young and Necrox should 1,000% come to mind.
Okay.
So there's your base. That's your core. Not to mention, there is still a core 3/5 of the original, projected Dynasty NA team EG here of NVK, Necrox, and Young. Now, did they lose an IGL in Troy? Yes. Did they lose another IGL in Geo? Yes. But did it look like, even with Geo on the team for the last stretch of Pro League there, that they even had a fucking identity? No. They coughed up a fucking, what was it, like a, I don't know, they had like a 5-1 lead or something at one point. They lost to the fucking Sonics. They lost to like the Sonics, LG, and TSM in like a week and a half. It was fucking embarrassing. Like, their run for the back half, disastrous. So whatever IGL and Geo was doing over there clearly wasn't fucking working. So I think the IGL loss for Geo leaving, we can throw that one out the fucking window. Now, is Gotcha as good of a player as Geo? Let's get this out the fucking way right now. No, I've already said it in this episode, but no, we're going to leave it at that. Here's my thing, though. You have Mo and NVK at DreamHack Montreal looked like one of the fucking best fragging duos on planet Earth. Mm-hmm. Now, they certainly didn't fucking look like that in the second half of the season online, but on LAN, where it mattered, the whole fucking team was rolling. You still have Mo and NVK up front. You have Young and Amar on support, still some of the most clutch players. Your Esports play of the year last year that you called over was the Young 1v4 ace. Or 1v4, I think it was an ace on the round or whatever the fuck it was.
Dude,
I don't even know
I was
anymore.
At like a loss for words.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Right? When I look at EG, I think they have probably one of the best budding stars in all of Pro League with Mo.
Did you just call him budding?
Yeah. For a common term.
I hate
it's a common term. Go fuck yourself. Let me be on my diatribe, motherfucker. You can correct my vocabulary later. Let me go on my soapbox, all right? All right. So you have one of the best up-and-coming protege stars in all of Siege, I believe, in Mo. You tag team him with NVK, who has been playing this game since the game was a seminal drop in someone's ballsack. You have two of the best support players in the entire world, and then you have Gotcha. Now, Gotcha, for all his faults, maybe he's not as mechanically gifted as Geo. That's 100% factual. Maybe he isn't as good of an IGL as Geo. I don't think that's fucking proven at all. I think Geo really showed his weakness in terms of IGLing for that back half of the season there for EG. My one thing is that Gotcha was put on a role to fail with TSM. He's not a support player. He was never a support player. He was a fragger for EG when he filled in. He was a fragger for DG when he played in Challenger League. He's always been a better fragger than he's been a support player. And that's been well known and documented for a very long time. So everyone talks about, Gotcha went 0-9 in that Pro League game for TSM or whatever the fuck ever. Mm-hmm. He also put up the best stats out of anyone. Again, very small sample size with 3 games with EG. The man performs well when he's in a position where he's just put in a position to succeed. He was put in a position to fail as a player on TSM. And I'm completely ignoring the whole snaking bullshit, accusations, whatever the fuck you want to talk about that shit. I'm ignoring all of that right now. I'm just talking about EG as a roster. I think Gotcha as well can provide at least direction for the team. It doesn't have to be IGL. They definitely need some kind of direction because outside of DreamHack Montreal, for the last 6 months, they've looked lost. They just do not look like they have an identity or a direction. And that's a common opinion I've heard echoed from a lot of EG fans. My thing with Ranger coming on board as well as a coach is a lot of people threw some shade towards Ranger after he left Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
I still believe Tristan can be a successful coach in Pro League. And there's a lot of rumors going around about whether or not he's been with the team for longer or not. I'm not going to talk about that because I know the answer. But hey, you can feel free to speculate on that. But Ranger coming in with Gotcha as a pair who have both coached for a prolonged time in Pro League, that's a good fucking base to build an identity off of. You have 2 coaches who can get in a room together and start chopping it up and start building strategies that benefit the team. You had a lot of these changes being made on the fly. Troy leaves at the split right after Raleigh, and then you've got Mo coming in. Oh, fuck. Okay, so we don't have time right now to rebuild the whole strat book and change it because Troy wasn't on frag there, and now Mo's coming in, and he's definitely a fragger. You have to change up your roles, you have to change up your chemistry, you have to change up your strategies, but you don't have the time in the offseason to actually build a book. Now you do. And you have 2 coaches to do it, one of whom is going to be playing. Gotcha is definitely not the most talented player when it comes to mechanical skill. But he is one of the better minds in Siege. And you put him and Tristan together in a fucking room, and you build up with Mo and Nate already demonstrating some of the best synergy between a roaming duo and a fragging duo that I've seen in a very long time. And you have 2 of the best support players on planet fucking Earth backing them up. There are a lot of people throwing hate and shade and saying that EG is going to finish in 8th. Or they're going to fucking get auto-relegated without even playing a game. They're not going to make it out of groups. They're going to go 0-2 even if they qualify for the 6th Invitational. Y'all motherfuckers just have not done your homework. These are some of the most storied, successful players in all of North America. 3 of them still on the roster. You have one of the best up-and-coming superstars on the team. A lot of people are like, oh, the Mo pickup didn't work out. You gave him fucking 7 games. You gave him 7 BO1s in a system that was not tailored to him, with no direction, no coach, and he had to get put into a system that wasn't even designed for him to be on frag. He was filling in for Troy's position, so they had to change up roles throughout the entire roster to make Mo fit. You guys saw 7 fucking maps. That is less than the group stage of the 6th Invitational. And you immediately called it a death sentence. That Mo is a failure. He's a flop. It's a bad pickup. EG's nowhere near to dead. Nowhere near. This team, I will fucking put my life on it. I'll bet the house on it. I'll put any amount of money on them. This team's coming back with a vengeance. And everyone better be scared. I know North America has gotten a lot better. Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of the roster moves here for North America. This team is nowhere near the bottom. I look at 2F. I look at Obey. I look at TSM for their online performance. I honestly, there are so many other teams. Honestly, SSG with their online performance. SSG is still my fucking hill to die on. Don't get me wrong. They'll win a championship someday, and I'll fucking look like Chris out here with the goddamn futuristic predictions. But no, EG is nowhere near the bottom.
Okay.
That was my last sentence I wanted to put in. You fucking ruined my diatribe. You ruined my soapbox. Go fuck yourself. I hate you. Now continue. Give me your debate, you stupid idiot.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
So the reasoning that I don't like the gacha move over to Evil Geniuses is because, yes, Evil Geniuses has been a long-standing roster. Yes, they have some of the best players to ever play this game inside of North America. But at this point in time, I don't feel like it's transitioning well at all. I feel like Gacha left EG with bad blood. I feel like him coming back to EG is still going to have some scars that need to be healed. And if they don't heal properly, this team is going to crash and burn. And it could crash and burn down to the middle of the pack. It could crash and burn down to the bottom of the pack. We don't know because neither of us are inside of that team. I cannot sit here confidently and say, yes, I put my 100% faith inside of Evil Geniuses. You know how much I love Young. If I could be a support player, I would be Young. That's who I would want to be because the guy is fucking insane. So with Evil Geniuses at this point in time, I don't feel that the core of the roster can pick Gacha up and put him on this pedestal where he needs to be in order to be successful. Yes, he had some amazing games with Evil Geniuses. By God, did we fucking raise him up and go, holy shit, this guy's insane. Why didn't he just stick as a player? Why didn't he stick with Disrupt? What the fuck was he thinking? Now he's a coach and he's just fucking rocking everybody. What the heck is this? And then he goes to TSM and he doesn't not only have, like mixed results, but terrible results once he gets locked in as a player. Granted, again, we don't know what the chemistry was like there. We don't know what anything was like with that roster. But if it's the exact same thing with Evil Geniuses, you already have sandbags attached to you. You're just trying to tread water with weights. It's not going to be a good situation. I cannot sit here confidently and put my name and everything attached to that and go, this is a good move. This. No, that's why on this entire list, that is enough. It is. You can't argue the point of going, look, all of these other people around him will make Gacha better. What if Gacha just fucking sucks and we don't know? What if he does? What if it was just literally, you know what, the sun shines on a dog's ass once a day, So like, it legitimately could have just been he had a really good game, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Gacha. I think he's a great guy, whatever. But for what it's worth, at this point in time, I don't see it as a good roster move. I don't see it going anywhere or bearing fruit with what is to come. I think Mo and NVK, yes, are some of the best fraggers that we have ever seen in the world of Rainbow Six Siege. I think Mo is a fucking pupil. I think he's going to be incredible. And I've told him that ever since I started watching him play. I think that you've got something. I think you need to keep pushing to do this. I think that entire team overall is great. But this might just be what breaks the camel's back.
All right. Differing opinions.
Suck my dick, Flynn.
I'm telling you right now, anyone comes at me with a bet, I'll put any amount of money on EG.
You're currently poor.
Hey, I'm fine for right now. Certainly won't be fine in a couple months, but yeah. I'm fine for now, brother. Hey, I win that bet. I'm good for a little bit longer. Let's go, baby. Hey, gambling problems. Let's get it. My new career path.
That's the next one.
That's the next career right there. Gambling issues. All right. Moving on from the EG stuff. I know we took up a lot of time on that one. We have one more NA roster move to go over and one more, even just confirmed roster move now. Slash for Thomas.
I would say that it's probably B. I think Slash is a great player. I like Thomas a lot as well. But I definitely know that Slash is a better player than Thomas is, and I think he's going to bring a lot of veteranism to that roster that they haven't had before, that they've never had before, actually, at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be the thing that propels Luminosity up to a top 4 team, like routinely speaking.
I'm going to give it a C. And it has nothing to do with Slash. But it has everything to do with the player they dropped.
I knew you were going to say that.
Thomas was not the guy to drop.
Well, who was the guy to drop?
I mean, you could have gone a couple different routes on LG. There were a couple guys that were underperforming. I think if it was my call, I would have gone Doodle. Been underperforming for a while. And I think he's getting lifted up by the rest of the team right now. I'm not saying he can't change. I just think he's probably in a position right now to be the weakest link on LG. I don't think Thomas was it. Slash, though, like you said, the man has been around, like I said before this game was a thought in someone's ballsack.
Yep.
None of the other players on that fucking roster can say that. That roster is young. That roster is a bunch of kids running around.
No, young's on Evil Geniuses.
I fucking hate you. That roster's a bunch of fucking kids running around. I love the Slash pickup for the motivation and for the leadership and the mentorship opportunities for Slash to bring to the team. That being said, like I said, Thomas was not the guy to drop. That's another guy. That's a room guy. That's, heart and soul Thomas. You hear that all the time. You hear about his motivation. That guy is just an energetic dude to play with, too. Like, I sometimes get headaches playing with Thomas. But it's for all the right reasons. The guy is just energetic and, engaged in every game. It could be a fucking ranked game for nothing. And the guy is just energetic. He hates to lose. And, yeah, everyone hates to lose. But, man, Thomas, another one of those. I talk about the room a lot. I talk about chemistry. I talk about a lot of the things that go in behind the scenes because the game isn't just stats. I don't think Thomas was the one to drop, unfortunately, for Luminosity. But here we stand again in a world where I wish we lived in hypotheticals, but we live in reality. It's a perfect role-for-role swap. I understand that aspect of it. I just think, you probably could have looked towards something like G2 or something like EG, where, yeah, they probably didn't get the most ideal player out of the transfer window, but they could have made a role change to make it fit better. I think that's probably the route I would have gone with for LG. Maybe taking out Doodle and then moving either Slash or Thomas to something a little newer to them in terms of roles, but at the end of the day, I think Thomas is just a much better player. And I hate to see him dropped. And he's going back all the way to the beginning now, but he's assembled himself quite a nice stack to make a run at Challenger League with. So we'll see how that goes in 2025 when CL kicks back up. It's going to be a while until then. So there we go. Those are your roster moves. Also, Elevate picked up Chico's team that made it into Pro League for LATAM. But a lot of these other moves that I'm seeing here on Wikipedia are just org transfers. So, I guess Alfama. Actually, we missed Alfama. All right, one more roster move, and then we go to Q&A.
Oh, fuck yeah, Alfama. Oh.
Yeah. Again, not the move. Not
Has
the
that been
fucking
announced?
move. Yeah, their fifth has not been announced, but Alfama being dropped has been announced.
Damn near leaked there for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been a fast break.
The party line going around right now is they need to make a change for the sake of making a change. And listen, honestly, I can't think of one person I would drop on the Giants, man. I can't. They're so fucking good. Every single one of them, individually, as a team, they are so fucking good. And I get it. They can't get over the hill when it comes to LAN. And that fucking blows. Don't get me wrong. But Alfama, man, he's not the guy to drop. He's not the guy. He's so fucking good, man. So fucking good. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. That is not your guy to drop, man.
Tragic. It's absolutely tragic.
It is. I know you're doing a bit over there, but it is tragic, man. It's fucking awful.
I'm not doing a bit. Not
You're
yet.
doing a fucking bit. You're always doing a
suck
fucking
my
bit.
dick, Flynn.
Alfama's just like, I don't know what, because we can't say who the fifth is. Fuck me, man. I don't know. That's just not the guy to drop. And it sucks. Like, I know all the guys on the Giants. We talked to them. We hung out in the hallway there. We had that conversation with all of them. It must suck for them too, because I know they love Alfama, and I know that team has built up a lot of chemistry together over the year that they've been together. And realistically, like, Alfama, he's a T1 support player. Like, tier 1, S tier support player. The dude's gotta be fucking swimming in offers right now. I imagine the only thing holding him up joining a team right now would probably be some org shit, some contract shit, buyout shit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's probably the only thing holding him up right now. Because, dear fucking God, he's too good not to be on a Pro League team. Especially when EU, the free agent market right now, not that hot. Compared to NA, not that hot. There's a lot of free agents in North America right now looking for jobs, and in EU, not as many as high caliber as Alfama. Honestly, I'd say no one as high caliber as Alfama. So that man better find a fucking home real quick. I feel bad for the man. I love him as well because he rescued me from the 7-Eleven parking lot in Japan and walked me back to my room because I was destroyed. So bless your fucking soul, Alfama, if you hear this. I love you. I'm so sorry you got dropped. You deserve better than this. You deserve better than this, my sweet prince. All right, on to Q&A.
Okay, now you're doing a bit. Shut the fuck up.
I am doing a fucking bit. I'm crying over here for Alfama. I'm pouring one out for my boy. All right. I don't know what that was. On to Q&A. I knocked something off my fucking desk, too. I don't even know what it was now. It's gone. It's up against the wall or something. I can't even see it. All right. Godobler. Huge Brazil fan. Love y'all. Number 1. Black Dragons with Hornetau now can surprise in LATAM ? They have to announce 5th, probably Skadinja. I've said for a while now the Black Dragon squad is okay. I think the roster moves have definitely made them a lot better as they've continued to like tinker with the lineup over the last season. I think we're finally starting to see a lot of growth in LATAM when for the last 2 years it's been the top 4 teams. Been Liquid, FaZe, MIBR, and NIP. And now, obviously, MIBR last season decided to forget how to use their thumbs. So they suck. But they made it all the way through the OGA quals to make it to OGA Pit. And then they play G2 first. So, God fucking help their souls. They're in a bad look right now. But obviously, Team 1 stepped up in their wake. And now you've got Black Dragons adding and, tinkering with the roster one step at a time, trying to build it up. Team 1 dropping Skadinja as well. That was a weird one. We didn't really get to it, and I don't really want to dive into it. That's just a weird one for me. He's probably one of the better players on Team 1. That was an interesting one. So yes, if Skadinja does go to Black Dragons, as the rumors suggest, yeah, Black Dragons, I don't know about top 2. LATAM is always hard to predict with shit like that, especially with the Giants at the top. But I'd say, the depth in LATAM getting much better. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, has any NA team become weaker in this massive shuffle? We didn't get to the Obey shit. I just realized that. Obey got weaker. If Reed sticks. Obey got weaker. Sam?
Hi.
Anything to add?
You usually just say the same shit I'm going to say, and then everyone's like, oh, Flynn's so smart. Like, fuck you, Flynn. Like,
suck my cock. Number 3, Fnatic should change? ? I don't know what that means.
Fnatic should change a player.
Fnatic should change a player, question mark. I mean, they already have, apparently. So, yeah. Announcements soon, TM. Moving on. Mate, hello there. Number one, since Shrug kind of exploded, does that mean we'll see B-Leaguers gunning for Challenger League? Eyes emoji.
Ooh.
Shrug has basically exploded. Yes, Wrath has gone to a team. I know it's the same update I've gotten like twice now, but Wrath has gone to a team. Mex is debating offers from 2 teams, I believe. Cloud is literally dead. He has said one sentence in the group DM on Twitter in a month and a half. I have no offers. And Chase is trying out for a couple teams right now. Nothing of consequence, though. At least not some of these like crazy leftover teams or, Elephant Gang teams, anyway, that are being assembled for Challenger League runs. So, yeah, still LFT. Don't have any plans. Sam, are we building a team? Are we running for CL together?
Do we name it the B Leaguers and just fucking throw it? Let's go. I don't give a fuck. I got nothing to do.
Yeah, basically. All right, there you go. There's the announcement. We're doing it, but it's just me and Sam. It's no one else. It's 2v5.
Everyone else sucks.
Yeah, 2v5 every round. Number 2, OGA predictions. I saw the bracket. Do we want to do fucking OGA predictions, Sam? I feel like we're already an hour and a half in.
Fuck it. I mean, like that's got to be really fast.
Really fast? Okay, really fast OGA predictions. I'm going to Reddit to pull up the bracket right now. Do you have the bracket or do you want me to send it to you?
Oh, dude, send me that fat bracket. Drop it right in here, you Farfig Nugan.
Yes, sir. I gotta find it real quick, and then I will send it to you. Oh my god, stop sending me emails, Reddit. I don't care that you want to confirm my email address. This account is like 2 years old. All right. I have sent you the bracket. So
I have the bracket. All right, you ready? I'm firing. I'm just
hold on. I just need to clarify something. If you lose in the quarters, you don't go to lower bracket. You get knocked out immediately. So don't send your loser in quarterfinals to the lower bracket. All right. Good?
Copy that.
Fire.
We're going.
Fire.
All right. SSG over Norengo. G2 over Myber. BDS over Liquid. Team Secret over Luminosity. Okay, so that means we got G2 over SSG. BDS over Team Secret. And then that means that we've got the lower bracket matchup of SSG versus Team Secret. I'm going to say SSG beats Team Secret and they lose in the quarters or whatever the fuck that would be. That weird upper, lower. Anyways, Fuck it. We're going on to the next one. Okay, so then we have G2 versus BDS. G2 is going to beat BDS and Pengu's going to get his revenge. And then they're going to go down to the lower bracket up against SSG. And then SSG is going to knock him out of the tournament. And then SSG is going to lose to G2.
All right. I will try and rapid fire this as well. Okay. SSG beats Nora. G2 beats Myber. Team Liquid beats BDS. I'm full sending on the upsets here today. And then Secret beats LG. It'd be SSG G2. I'll take G2 over SSG. And then it would be Secret over Liquid. So that would put Liquid and holy fuck, I'm dumb. SSG in the lower bracket. I'm gonna take SSG to move on. That would also put G2 and fuck, I don't even remember what I said. God damn it. Hold on. All right. I have to do this again. SSG there. G2 there. G2 wins. SSG there. Secret there. Liquid there. Okay. Liquid against SSG. So it says that SSG goes there. And then I said G2 goes there. Then I didn't do this game, right? Liquid, Secret. I'm going to take Team Secret over Liquid. Okay. Then they go there. Holy fuck, that's confusing. G2 wins over SSG in the final. I can't do this bracket. I'm actually fucking dumb.
Dude, did you hear my brain breaking at a certain point?
It's like diagonal fucking shit. I don't fucking know. What the fuck is this? I'm breaking over here too. Fuck it. Those are our predictions. Number 3. What do you think about leakers such as Farmer Bob and a bunch of others leaking roster changes, salary, and other stuff? I mean, information will get out. Someone eventually gets told that isn't supposed to know, and then shit gets out. I mean, that's just the name of the game. That shit happens in traditional sports as well, even by the people themselves with burner accounts. The NBA is fucking wild, bro. So yeah, I mean, like Farmer Bob, the Esports bot, is that it on Twitter?
Esports bot, yeah, ebot or whatever the fuck.
Is that it? Ebot or Esports bot?
I think it's ebot.
Okay. Yeah, that dude. Like, yeah, everyone gets told shit, and then you just milk it for clout. It's gonna happen. There's no way to prevent it. James Maiello, number 1, not a question but a hot take. EG goes to relegation and loses. Well, I hope I changed your mind on that, or I'll just call you a fucking idiot right now. Number 2, is Crying the right person to fill Goater's shoes? Went over that. Number 3, do you think TSM and SSG will be able to do good in BO1s this season? I expressed concerns earlier. I'm optimistic though, at least for actually, yeah, for both of them. Same kind of thing goes for Troy. He jumps into SSG with a different system midway through the season. I know we didn't talk about SSG because they were, oddly, the team to not make a roster move. Solari625-1, number 1. Thoughts on OGA Pit being double elim and best of 5? Seems a bit excessive, since this is the most competitive format we've ever had in R6 Esports, and this is only a minor. I mean, excessive is good. If you can pay for it, then do it. I'd rather excessive than lazy. I think that's all my thoughts on that. Sam?
That's all I have on it as well.
There's
not much else to really add.
Yeah. Number 2, thoughts on the winners bracket being 1 map up in the finals? Yeah. Why should a team that lost be on the same footing as the team that hasn't lost? That's how every normal fucking tournament does it, with a double elim bracket with a grand finals. You go up 1 map if you haven't lost yet. That's literally how every fucking format ever in the world does it with a losers bracket. And if you don't do it that way, you're dumb. 3, any further thoughts on Cryan? Honestly, haven't heard much about him. There's not a whole lot to say. We went over it a lot. Cosmic, do y'all think Shuttle will have a career after his recent performance in Pro League? Oh, 100%. He's with that team with Thomas that I talked about earlier. And, yeah, Shuttle will make a comeback. Uzumaki, shut up, Chris. Number 1, do you...
I thought you were just going to skip it. Shut up, Chris. Skip.
That would have been smooth. I wish I would have thought of that. Number 1, do you guys think Mark should have been... Okay, I already talked about Mark. Number 2, with Geo and TSMs. Okay, I already talked about that. 3, I already talked about that. We already answered all your questions. Go fuck yourself, Chris. Smoothie, 2 questions today. Will Flynn be playing in invite quals at all? No. Will he be joining another team soon? No. Will Stokes be participating in comp again soon? Question marks? Eyes? Maybe? I want to be able to roast both of you in Twitch chat. Yeah, okay. Danny.
What have you done, Chris? Remind me?
That's not Chris. That's Smoothie.
Smoothie, remind me what you've done?
Yeah. Fucking Vitality.
Yeah, Smoothie.
Fan.
Yeah, exactly.
What have you won? The French Cup? Good for you.
Yeah, you can literally lick the head of my penis. That's how I feel about that one.
Danny Bear 285. Hey boys, another weekend, another podcast to help us survive the week. By the way, it's not the weekend anymore. I don't apologize. Number 1, winners and losers in the NHL. Already went over that, bud. You got to think of more creative questions. Number 2, concerning a stack of pancakes. How tall is too tall? 7 is about where it gets wobbly. Moist. Actually, are we going to argue about the stack of pancakes and its structural integrity?
Did you know Japan has super fluffy pancakes?
I did not have.
Yeah, they're like an inch and a half thick.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Yo, I need to go back.
Dude, I had some. They're really fucking good.
Moist
I was
pistol.
hungover as shit, seriously.
Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, hangover pancakes. Oh, those
dude.
are so good.
Yeah, you should have went. I invited you and you fucking didn't.
Yeah, well, if I spent that money, then
the vibe check.
If I spent that money, look what happened. How fucked would I be?
You did that to yourself too.
Everyone did it. Moist Pistol, favorite sports movie, and why is it Any Given Sunday? I have never seen whatever movie that is. I don't even know what sport that is, but I'm gonna assume football.
I saw that and I was like, is he asking what the quote means?
Yeah.
Or because like I mean the best sports movie of all time is Remember the Titans. So
you're both wrong. Here, the best sports movie of all time.
Say some hockey shit.
Yes.
Here we go.
It's Goon.
Okay, you know what? That is the second.
There you go.
Place. I can't put it over Remember the Titans, but I love Goon. It's such a good movie.
Exactly. Sir Pinks-a-Lot, number 1.
Only 2 rules. Don't touch my Percocets.
And do you have any fucking Percocets? Sir Pinks-a-Lot, you put the number 1 here, but then didn't put a number 2. So I don't know what the fuck you're doing, bud. Get off the fucking lean. All the roster changes don't come with an explanation of why they happen, and when the community goes in uproar, the pros make them seem like absolute idiots. Do you think it would be in the best interest of the team to give out at least some bit of reasoning for the roster changes so that the community is somewhat aware more? No. It's not the team's responsibility to prevent stupidity.
Yeah.
There's no other sport in the world where you have to justify your own roster changes. Team made the change with the intentions of getting better. There's no team out there in the world that was like, we're going to make this change to get worse deliberately. No. Like,
unless your evil genius is picking up Gotcha.
Jesus.
I'm just kidding.
Habanaba.
It was there. I had to.
Habanaba, do you think with the amount of incredibly talented North American free agents available that NACL will finally stop being a joke? Yeah, probably. I mean, NACL, I think, got a bad rap last season. I think I definitely played a part in that, just being who I am and being there. But I don't know. I mean, it was still competitive last season. It certainly wasn't the most high-tier gameplay of all time. But I mean, you're also comparing it to EUCL last season, which had like 4 teams that could be in Pro League. So it's a tough comparison. Dingleberry Man, I know you probably can't speak to this without breaking confidence, but given Fozo's twit longer, he said the salary for the offer was an $11,000 a month salary. You don't have to give specifics, but the following questions can be answered vaguely. Okay, without even looking at your questions, because I'm sure they go into some detail here. Number 1, the number is fucking ridiculous, and no, that is not the salary. That is not an org salary.
Not. This is not League of Legends. They're not making that much money.
No, that is not the salary. Now, there are instances in which players can be making something in that neighborhood. There are very few who do, don't get me wrong, but that number assumes plenty of things that have to happen. I can't get specific with what needs to happen, but maybe you fuckers could read between the lines and understand that no, that is not the salary. No Siege org is dumping like 70 grand a month into Siege. You literally go bankrupt overnight. There are not enough lands. Even if you won every LAN, you'd still end up losing money. Like G2 won like what? Less like $800,000 for winning SI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 70 grand a month doesn't go that far on $800,000. You'd literally be done by the end of the year. You'd be out of your money. Like, and that money just goes to the players. Like, the org doesn't even get that. Like, your org would literally be bankrupt in a heartbeat. No, that's an absurd amount of money, and no org in Siege is paying that. There's nowhere near that return on investment in Siege. So anyway, with that all that out of the way, just to review your questions to make sure I answer them. In my job, I'm often working with companies to assign value to assets and measuring how those assets affect the corporate objective. To me, $11,000 per month per player is vastly overinflated for a player's value to an org in Siege. Yeah, we just said that. And I know I didn't read your question before saying this, so I know it's unfair for me to make fun of you, but I'm still going to make fun of you anyway, so deal with it. Maybe with the pilot program, the ROI is there, but with a coach and some minor ancillary expenses. Jesus, we're really cracking open the thesaurus today. Expenses, you're at well over $1 million a year just to fund the salaries. Yeah, like I said, no. Also, where are you getting $1 million a year on $11K a month?
I think he's talking about all the players together.
Yeah, but
that doesn't even make sense, actually.
Yeah,
no,
that's a stretch.
I just said that out loud. My mouth, my mind was like, "Sam, that's wrong. You fucking idiot."
Like when I said $70K a month, I'm including like coaches and other like support staff in there because, well, like $55K would be the players, right? So 55 by 12 would be 10 by 6, so $600,000. Obviously, there's another 5 at the end of each of those months, so 5 by 12, whatever. You get the point. I mean, it's definitely not over $1 million. It's not well over $1 million, but yeah. So yeah, no, none of that is none of that is just no. Number 2, do you think Siege salaries in general are overinflated? No. I mean, there are cases like Rise last season in Challenger League was fucking up a lot of shit in North America with their very, very inflated salary. But then again, actually, I'm not going to say that because I don't think it's public. Anyway, unlike CWL or Overwatch, Siege has grown organically, which is good. Do you see the salaries as a potential danger to orgs? So again, you're asking about because the $11K a month. No, salary is not dangerous. Orgs, for what they pay their players currently, there's not much of a danger in going bankrupt over paying players. It is a good living, don't get me wrong. It's more than we make as casters, but it's not a danger to the game, and it's not going to bankrupt. It's not going to bankrupt organizations. No, we're good. We're good. Springer Dinger. What a fucking name. Considering you both have comp experience, do y'all think there is really the potential to have so many internal struggles on teams to necessitate shuffles like this every season? Or are a lot of teams hiding behind that reason because of the whole "what have you done for me recently" mindset?
No, I definitely think that there's issues that only pop up when you get somebody on a team. Like, you can sit down with your friends and be like, dude, we're the bestest of friends. This is awesome. I think all of us are great players. Let's make a team. Then you make a team that you soon find out that like things just don't mesh well and you have to make a change. And that's when it comes down to business. And sometimes, that business move stops you from being friends. So I definitely think that teams are only making moves in order to make themselves better. And that's across the board. I mean, for as much as EU and everybody loves to give NA shit about making roster moves, G2 just did it back to back. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest things that comes out of roster shuffles is people always ask why. People always ask why a certain move was made. People always ask why there's such a number of moves being made. Let me tell it to you this way, I guess. Winning solves all problems. But in every season, only one team can win. That means, for the 3 major regions, there are 23 other teams that lost. Do I have to do more math here? Winning solves all problems. And sometimes even for G2, winning didn't solve all the problems. And sometimes for Empire, winning didn't even solve all the problems. Problems arise. Roster changes get made. Teams want to win. Players want to win. Players see opportunities to win on a different roster and take that opportunity. It's not always a team just dropping a player. Sometimes it's a player leaving. Troy, Geo, Skies, right? Like there's 3 names I just picked off the top of my fucking head of players leaving on their own accord because they saw an opportunity elsewhere that was better for them, that they felt could be a better fit. 23 teams in the 3 major regions, not to mention all of APAC, have to lose for one team to win every season. And it was much worse back in the 3-month seasons with double elimination seasons, if anyone remembers that god-awful format. And a fucking Pro League final every 4 months. Or 3 months. It's tough. Fucking, what the fuck? Aided Dragon. You need a better name. What do you guys think about an awards show at Invite? This would be like for Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year, Most Improved, etc. Edit. I totally forgot about the CGG awards. Maybe they could bring the awards to Invite. Award show. I mean, I don't hate the idea. I don't like the idea. It's just it'd be more filler time. It would take the place of whatever that content creator cup was at Raleigh, basically. Or at SI, the All-Star game. The All-Star game fucking sucks. Get rid of the All-Star game. This is my petition to kill the All-Star game. It's fucking awful. It's recycled garbage. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I don't think anyone cared about the award show specifically, but, I mean, you could hype it up. Like, the NHL have live awards every year. Like, every big league has, like, a live award show every year, and I think the only league that even remotely pay attention to the awards show specifically for would be the NBA, just because they actually make it a show like they do with everything, because the NBA is just a superior league to all other leagues. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the NFL awards, that's for goddamn sure. And then the NHL award show, I care about the awards. I care about every single award that gets won for the NHL. I have never watched an NHL award show just because it's so fucking boring. So, I don't know. Maybe some people would like it. They always get televised every year from the big leagues, so I imagine there are people out there who actively want to watch it, or else they wouldn't spend the money to fucking televise, and they just send out an email being like, these are the people who won shit. I don't know. Spastic Goldfish, we're going back to hockey here. For the homeless guy, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you that Mike Babcock got fired? Well, considering we've won 3 in a row with Sheldon Keefe and just blew out the Red Wings 6-0, I'm going to give it a 15. XX generic underscore username XX. You need a better name. Number 1, our roster and org change. Oh, we already went over the leaks. Number 2, what's with everyone being called a snake? Is there a right way and a wrong way to make roster changes? Okay, kind of covered it, but I guess we can dump into it for a second. So the snake thing, I don't want to get into the specifics of like one person's problem recently, just because I don't have the energy to fucking deal with it. But basically, you've got a lot of money on the line. You got a lot of competitive egos on the line. You got a lot of just personalities that will clash from time to time. Everyone wants to win at the end of the day. So, like I just talked about, maybe a player has the inkling to change to a different team. That team maybe needs a little nudge in the right direction to either pick you as the player or drop the player that would, best fit you coming in to slot in their role or something. And then it gets turned into, snaking, and, it gets called, like, backstabbing and all this shit, and there's plenty of different circumstances you can look at through the last couple of years in the Siege to get your examples, and I'm not going to list them off. Is there a right way and a wrong way to do a roster move? Yes. Be upfront with your fucking team. And I know Parker went on his little fucking diatribe the other day on his bang on about, you don't tell the player you're going to drop him because, what if you have to play with them after? I would expect him to be a fucking adult.
Yep.
What happens? So this is what happened with my team. And this is what happens with every team I've ever been on. If anyone has an offer to go, if anyone wants to leave, if anyone wants to make a change, you bring it up with the team and you talk about it. When Rainbow and Talon left my team in the middle of quals, we knew about it weeks in advance. We knew the very first time Disrupt ever contacted Rainbow, because he fucking told us like adults, and we said, okay, now we have time to go looking for a replacement. So we started talking to replacement players, and it took a little while to get things going. And then a week before Talon left, he said, hey, Yardy's building a team with this person and this person and this person, and he's asked me to try out. So I'm going to go try out because we don't have a certain fifth yet. And we said, okay, cool. That's 40% of our team gone, apparently. But we're adults, and we can communicate with each other, and we can work shit out. If someone gets told they're about to get dropped from a team, and they start self-sabotaging or fucking blowing shit up or not trying as hard or whatever, That person doesn't belong to be there in the fucking first place. I don't care what kind of examples you want to throw out there. That is some childish ass shit. Being a fucking adult and just talk to each other. Understand that roster moves get made. If they had come to me in the middle of that qual session and been like, hey, we're thinking about picking up X person and dropping you, that would have sucked. But I would have said, okay, because I'm an adult. And I would have then said, I'm going to go start looking for another team to go to because you guys want to do this and go in this direction and you think it's best for the team. There's definitely a right way and a wrong way to make a roster change. There's also a right way and a wrong way to fucking handle a roster change being made.
I'll handle you.
Like, holy fuck. What is with all this, like, what is with this lack of communication? Just talk to people. Just fucking talk to people. If you're spending 8 fucking hours with them every single day of your life and you can't have an honest conversation with them, you need better communication skills. I'm sorry. You just need to grow the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. Like, yeah, so here's the scenario that Parker brought up. So, Flynn, we're going to drop you for this guy. We just need to work everything out. Sound cool? I'm like, okay, I got a week to, keep scrimming against other teams and talk to those teams that we scrim against. And maybe if I put up a good performance in the scrim, they're like, hey, we want to drop this guy for you. And build conversations from there. And if they come to me a week later and say, well, you put up a pretty good performance, he went to a different team, we're going to keep you, I'd go, okay, cool. I still have my fucking spot. Great. Like, what? Like, what is this? Oh, you're going to hurt their feelings. You're going to self-destruct. You're going to start manipulating people. No, just be an adult. Be a fucking adult. Holy shit. I don't get that.
I feel like esports is still, like, just so young with stuff like that. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, like, what? If my hockey coach came to me when I was playing hockey and was like, we're going to bench you for this guy, I don't then go, oh, I'm going to start spreading rumors about dude who's replacing me and, like, self-destruct the team or not try as hard. What? You work your ass off to get your spot back in the lineup, and you take the benching like a fucking teammate. You're part of a team. It's for the betterment of the team. If coach and team say, you're benched, guess what, buddy? You're fucking benched. You played like shit. You're benched. You didn't communicate. You're benched.
Esports is handled like, hey, you know what? Things aren't working out. I'm breaking up with you. Like,
yeah, really.
Like, oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah, like what?
Like, holy fuck, dude.
Like, you don't deserve a spot on that team if you're going to be a childish little bitch about it. Take your ego out of the fucking equation for once in your lives. My God. Anyway, moving on so we don't get bogged down by this. Mr. Recchi, why are there so many right now? What? Why are talking about roster moves? Okay, why are there so many roster moves right now? It was the last finals before Invitational. Normally it's right after Invitational or the Major. Because you want to gear up for the Invitational, the biggest tournament of the year. I don't think that's hard to grasp. Pineapple, because he literally corrected my pronunciation of his stupid fucking name with the third question. Number 1, with the change to the OGA format, do you think all other minor/major playoffs will begin to look like this? God, I fucking hope so. You know how irritating it is, especially for the players, to grind for a 6-month season of Pro League, and then, oh, hey, you're done. 3 maps. That's all you got. Bye. Some dumbass shit right there. Yeah, give me double elim brackets for Pro League finals. Extended it another day. I don't know why we have 2-day Pro League finals, but we have 3-day tournaments for everything else in the world. On weekends, anyway. That makes any goddamn sense to me.
On a side note, I forgot to tell you this. I thought you'd find this funny. This girl on Tinder, her bio said, I'm just here for shits and giggles. So I said, what do you prioritize, shits or giggles? And she said the latter, but she spelled it the later. And then I said, oh, seems appropriate. So I just like said some other shit and then like asking another question. And she just goes, yes.
What?
Like, oh, what?
You good? Did you have a stroke? What?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like,
alrighty then. Speaking of Tinder, I just got a match on Tinder. I need to check out the match. Where they updated Tinder. Fucking, they have a weird layout now.
Dude, so
okay. I know what I'm working with. Anyway.
So I shifted my cities because of that whole thing that's going on.
Yeah.
And I got 47 matches in a day.
Yeah. You change cities, it's fucking insanity.
Dude, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
yeah, no, it's absolutely wild. You change your cities and it's just fucking.
I'm ugly as shit, dude. I don't get it.
Yep. Same. Number one, the change. Oh yeah, I already said that. Number two, Flynn, how's the team search going?
Put their tongue between your teeth, Flynn. That's all.
Number two, Flynn, how's the team search going? Awful. To all the golds that have reached out to me in my DMs, no. Maviel, predictions on G2's future, good. Freeze, sup guys? Number one, do y'all think Gotcha and BC are best suited for coaching or playing? BC playing, Gotcha coaching. Is that a team choice for BC or his own choice? I don't know. I didn't ask him at the airport. I didn't even know what was happening while I was at the airport with him. And I haven't talked to him since. Two, if you can answer, how was ESL CSGO able to choose default skins within 2 weeks, but ESL Siege is unable to make a decision that every player is screaming for? I think the answer is in your question. Chaos Panda 6969. Number one, are cores falling apart? G2, EG, Dark Zero, Brack, etc. What? I think you need to refresh on what a core is. Like, what? Kanto's been with G2 for a very long time now, so Pengu, Fabian, Kanto. EG, I have already gone into the diatribe about. NVK, Young Necrox. Dark Zero, Mint, Hot and Cold. Yeah, Nyx was around for a while, but I don't know. I guess they're still the duo. Because everyone else around them from that era got bad. That's also a thing, right? Like, players just, they do fall off. Reciprocity? What? What do you mean Reciprocity? They're still there.
This guy smoking crack? It's crack? What you smoke?
Skies wasn't even core of that team. They won DreamHack Montreal without him.
Yeah, they won it with Goddess.
Yeah. You gotta check up on your core history, brother.
The definition of core. listen. Oh,
like, Dark Zero's the closest you got, and a lot of those players fucking retired because they're not good anymore.
Flynn, I looked at this list earlier of questions. There's a question coming that I know that you cannot wait for, that you probably haven't seen yet, but you're going to be so happy when you read it.
Oh, Lord. Already did predictions for OGA. Predictions to win online quals for... Bro, I don't fucking know. Anyone.
Literally
online quals could be anything.
That is the wild, wild west.
Yeah,
brother.
Really. That's some anarchy. I'm a big... sorry, this is from Commander Pouch. Posh? Pouch? I don't fucking know. You guys have some weird fucking names. Y'all need to fix it.
Figure it out.
Sort yourselves out. Number one, I'm a big Skies fan, and I'm curious how you'll think he'll perform on Dark Zero and what role you think he'll cover. Probably continuing his roles from Reciprocity, considering, well, I mean, they could just drop him into Nyx's roles completely, but I imagine they'd put him on more of BC's roles and put Eclipse on more of Nyx's roles, if that makes any sense. Number two, how do you think Mark would perform on EG? I feel like he would be a better move than Gotcha. I mean, yeah, I would take Mark over Gotcha as a player, but again, Mark, more of a fragger. I don't know. I think Mark would do fine on EG, honestly. Just there with Gotcha right now. Number three, who do you have gunning for top 3 North America in Season 11? Fuck it. We'll do an episode next week for 2 early predictions. Fuck you guys. I'm not doing that shit tonight. It's already been 2 fucking hours. Fuck off.
You say that, but then next week you're gonna be like, oh, dude, I don't
Bro, there's still like fucking 10 questions. And that's just 10 people saying 3 questions. There's like 30 questions left.
Have you gotten to the one regarding Vela yet?
No.
Oh, I know you're excited. You haven't read it, but I've read it, and you're so excited.
God, man.
Just trust me. You're gonna get to literally just fry everyone. It's great.
All right, Diabetic Beer. Hey guys, this isn't Siege related, but how did you get on in school? Did you ever have to deal with bullies? Were you lonely? Bad, yes, and no. Sam?
Yeah, like a lot.
Cool. Sorry if this isn't allowed. It's a Q&A. Just ask us whatever the fuck you... Honestly, ask us more questions like that than your dumbass Siege questions. Sorry if this isn't allowed. Also, my bike got stolen a couple days ago. Fuck whoever did that. If you're listening, you missed the word listening. There's an edit button on Reddit. Can you people fucking proofread? Holy shit. If you're to this, then fuck you. I hope you feel regretful and return it to the bike shed immediately. Maybe if you learned how to put words in your fucking sentences, they'd return your bike. Maybe your bike wouldn't get stolen in the first place. Did you forget to put your fucking lock on your shed, huh? Like you forget the word fucking listening? Beamer fatty. Gee, what is with these names? You guys, Clay Moe is a great pickup for EG. Pretty average stats on fragging operators like IQ and Jaeger being his primary used operators thus far. Yeah, I'm still standing by that now. I already went over it on a fucking soapbox, and I'm pissed off right now, so this is a bad time to ask me that question. BC as a coach versus BC as a player. Will his presence be missed at LAN, especially in pressure-filled moments? I mean, Skies and Eclipse are also guys who don't crack under pressure, so I don't know. I feel like I'm just sad BC isn't playing in general. I still think Dark Zero is fucking insane. Which NA team that is currently qualified for the Invitational do you give the best odds to win the event? So that would be Dark Zero, TSM, and Reciprocity. I'd have to go Dark Zero, even though TSM does look filthy. It's not Duffman. 89. 2 questions. Actually, did you have anything on that one? Which of the 3 NA teams? No? Okay, cool. It's not Duffman 89. 2 questions about Siege and 1 not about Siege. Number 1, what are your thoughts on the Obey drama? I just went on a fucking thing about that. Number 2, biggest winners and losers. We went over that. Number 3, do you watch Stranger Things? No. Sam?
Yes.
Cool. Horsefly 242. What do you think of the Rogue disband? Inevitable. Sam?
Yes.
There you go. Bought it out. Hey, at least I could fucking read your goddamn name. Better than Horsefly. Which teams... Okay. Although you asked a very repetitive question. Can people also read the questions get posted?
Dude, yeah. Can you guys grow a fucking brain? I think that's what he's trying to ask. Like,
it's roster mania. Which teams won and lost? Like, we're gonna go over it. Do you think TSM is a serious contender for the title SI? I literally just answered that 2 seconds ago. I know we're reading this out of order because it's sorted by points, but still, fuck you. I hate you. Ecross8924, love listening to you shitters. Why, thank you. I hope I'm yelling at you enough. Number 1, do you think Disrupt will fall off now that they don't have Yeti and Reed? Well, if Reed doesn't come back to DG, they literally disband because they don't have 3/5, so that's how that works. Number 2, I know this is too early, but which team based off of skill-wise is the top 2 in NA? Skill-wise, I mean, Dark Zero 1, 4-way tie for second. I don't fucking know. Number 3, this is totally off topic, but in your opinion, Flynn, who will win the Stanley Cup if it started today? Oh, if it started today? Also, fuck Babcock. Agreed. If it started today, I would say the Leafs because they're playing like fucking animals.
Fuck you. They're not. They would not make that run. No way.
If I had to pick someone other than the Leafs, probably say Boston. Takta. Rec and Dark Zero have both... Okay, I'm gonna hold on. Rec and Dark Zero have been... Edit buttons exist. Please fucking proofread. Both have been fucking Jesus making changes towards fragger-heavy lineups, but the perception towards each team is vastly different. It shows with the public reaction to the teams comparatively equivalent... Choose smaller words, too. Holy shit, you don't need to fucking crack open the encyclopedia. Equivalent roster moves, fragger swap, pick up ropes, entries. Yeah, but you already had support players. Like, Houghton's a support player, Mint's a flex, Skies is going to play support. Like, what? It's not fragger heavy. they're different opinions because of different teams, because they're different players that fill different roles. I think Dark Zero's current lineup is more Ashe main heavy than Rec has ever. No. No. That's just no. I don't think Skies has touched the operator Ashe in over a year. Hot and Cold does not play any entry operators. Mint is pure flex. Like, I don't know where you're getting that from. Not at all. Also, do you know of any esports where most players have agents? Siege. Plenty of players in Siege have agents. We had an agency. Yeah, like, what? Plenty of people in Siege have agents. I know Siege must grow a bit for this to happen. They literally already do. But I feel like a lot of this drama exists. Cool. Because you have what is essentially kids in 9 p.m. Discord calls making decisions under org pressure and then jumping straight to Twitter. No, people just need to grow the fuck up. That has nothing to do with agency. It's a little bit of media training from organizations, and it's a lot of you just need to grow the fuck up. Just a lot of shutting the fuck up.
Yeah. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. If you have nothing good to say, shut the fuck up.
There you go. A-Staps. Yo, that's a great opener. Number one, again, the number one with nothing after it. Confusing. What would you like seen in an esports tab in-game in Siege? Example, being able to watch live games. Just more active advertising for Pro League in general. A standings tab would be cool.
Yeah. Games of the future, like what's gonna be happening, the rosters, like
times.
If you click it, it pulls up their fucking like Uplay and like their stats, like that are currently in the season. You know
what I would really like as a function in the game for the esports tab is, how everyone always asks what time games are, like when is Pro League today? What if the game would just show you when the games are coming up in your own time zone? Wouldn't that be great?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
I'm also shocked by the number of people in Siege that don't know Liquipedia exists, because it will also give you an active countdown to the next game.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Liquipedia right now, the front fucking page will show you the next upcoming games. So, like, what I would want for an esports tab in Siege. Honestly, if they just, made a browser like they do for when you buy R6 credits, but it was just Liquipedia on another tab, I'd be fine with that. It's just, just the front page of Liquipedia, even. Be fucking great. Anyway. Ace R6. Can you rank the teams based... Oh, Jesus. Already done that. Been there, done that. It's the fourth time I've seen that question. Please, for the love of Christ. Santos. Rank energy drinks from top to bottom. I'm assuming Red Bull is king. Yeah, I'd probably go Red Bull 1, Monster 2, G Fuel 3. Those are the three I mainly consume.
I would go Red Bull 1, followed by a close second of Rain.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's that energy drink that Yeti drinks all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Really fucking good.
You know who I'm going to go with, actually, is my number 3 instead of G... Actually, I'm going to put this company 2, G Fuel 3, Monster 4. Actually, I'm dropping Monster all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to go with Killcliff, Alex's sponsor. We tried that in Raleigh, and it was fucking good.
Yeah, it tastes pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. So there's energy drinks. How does one carry a team hard enough when solo queuing ranked? Literally just do good. I don't fucking know. It's solo queue. Is it hard to explain?
Solo queue, you just calm out and hope for the best.
Yeah,
that's all you can do.
Be communicative and don't be an idiot, I guess. Eagle Mees. Hello, certified Liquipedia editor here. Number 1, any feedback on things that need improving on Liquipedia? I literally just said I'd put your front page in the video game, so you're probably good there. Sam, any feedback to Liquipedia?
I love you guys, and I'm sorry that you work so hard.
Yeah, really, for no money. That's... y'all should be paid. Number 2...
you for basically doing all of our notes. Anyways.
Yeah. Thoughts on having an EU Cup similar to USN with 16 teams, with all Pro League teams, and having 6 other spots decided via... Where are you getting what the fuck? Hold on. That math does not check out, but okay. Decided via regional leagues and 2 others via open quals, where a winner gets a major spot. I mean, that'd be, I mean, that would take away, like, fuck, hold on. I can't say what I want to say because it's secret shit. So I'm going to say stuff. Yeah. A USN replacement without a major spot being on the line. I'm fine with that for EU. There we go. That's all I can say. Sam, you go with that?
Yep.
All right, cool. Number 3, thoughts on having Pro League expand to 10 teams per region. EU could definitely handle it. The other 2 major regions could not. And fuck, South Korea can't even get 5 Pro League teams. They only have 4. So let's not go to 10 there. Just MTX. Hey, number 1, with Hungary and Gogo joining Vitality. That's not confirmed. I'd be careful with how you phrase that. Do you guys think they're going to be a real contender for a spot at SI 2020? Probably. Vitality's... Once they picked up Stiggy, they looked fucking insane. Number 2, do you think an EU or NA player would benefit Fnatic? For example, someone like Blaz or Easily? Yeah, probably. I mean, if they wanted to make the move. I'm like the free agency pool in Australia could not hold a candle to EU or NA. Number 3, are you guys happy that we now have more than 2/3, if you count Cyclops and C9, actual teams from APAC on international stages? Yeah, I love APAC. I'm so happy they have more teams. I'm sad that Mentalist is leaving Airwolf.
Me too.
Tim Kelly, favorite game to play outside of Siege? NHL 19 or NHL 20 now. Jesus, I'm still stuck in last year.
Stuck in the past, dude.
Yep. And if it's not Shell, it's COD, Modern Warfare. But yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Fuck that game. Game's trash.
You, idiot.
Whatever.
Madka's bad.
League of Legends. I just play it for fun.
Cool. XSM 17, number 1, operator and or map changes you'd like to see when Season 4 is released on the live build. Burn Skyscraper to the ground, Nerf Legion, Nerf Goyo.
Yep.
Number 2, if you could have anyone as a guest on your stream, I'm assuming you mean podcast, who would it be? I don't fucking know.
We kind of just ask and they say yes, so.
Yeah. I don't know.
We kind of just get the people that are relevant at that time and are being talked about. Like if it's a big deal, we're like, okay, cool, we'll get them on, talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Expert B, number 2. What did you guys think about giving attackers extra utility to deal with all the things defenders have? We went down that route back in the day. Let's not. Let's just...
let's never do that again.
Yeah, let's not overload in terms of utility. Let's just remove the excess, right? Like, why do we need to give excess to one
Trim
side?
the fat.
Yeah, like it. Parker's talked about that at length before with power creep, right? You don't need someone having 9 flashbangs because someone has 6 shields. Like, the fuck? Sort yourselves out. Just reduce the things that are irritating and causing problems. Lethal Trousers, you'll probably skip this one, but may as well ask it in case you don't. Why can't Veli just take criticism?
Oh, there we go. That's the one.
What? What is that even?
This is about people telling him that he's absolute fucking garbage on Reddit, and him responding about how they're literally just shit human beings, basically.
Oh, well, I mean,
so have fun with that one.
Oh, okay. So here's my answer to that. Don't criticize people if you can't also be criticized. Like what? Why?
Also, 90% of your guys' criticism is garbage, like literal fucking feces.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if it's valid, like, why can you have free reign to come at someone and say something negative about their performance or their characterization or just how they act or anything like that? But why are you then immune to response, right? I see this all the time. This actually happened to me like a couple months ago on the subreddit. Some dude nitpicked something I said on the podcast, and I said, really, that's what you take out of it? And all of a sudden it turns into, wow, you're coming at me, you try to clap back on me. It's like, no, I'm genuinely asking, that's what you're taking from a 2.5-hour show. So you can take 2 words out of a 2.5-hour show and nitpick them, but I can't ask why you're taking that out, right? Like, it's a double fucking standard. Why does Lethal Trousers over here, or Expert B, or XSM17, why do you guys have indemnification from being responded to in something other than okay? We're humans at the end of the day. You're saying something negative about us. A lot of it, I will say, towards Veli is framed in a very, very poor fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen, well, I have seen people get shit on to that degree. But like Sam said, a lot of it pretty fucking unjust. Or at least the phrasing is ridiculous.
Here's the easiest way to put it. I can literally have the best casting of my entire fucking career and have one of the best games I have ever casted ever, and no one will say a fucking word. But I say one thing like 4 or 5 fucking times over and over again, and I recognize out after. I even said it to Flynn getting off the thing. Yeah, I think I said that too much. And then I go check Reddit, and it's a shitstorm of Reddit posts about how I said some word too much. Literally suck my fucking cock. This shit is annoying. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I tried to get more diplomatic with it, but all right.
It's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you don't think that I know what I'm fucking doing, I'm the one who gets fucking paid for it. You sit at home and watch me fucking do it. Shut up. Like, please, for the love of God, man. Like, if you don't have something constructive to say, then shut the fuck up. I'm just so over the fucking subreddit just being in constant turmoil of, oh, this person is this and this person is that. Bro, you sit at home and type on your computer and you don't even get paid for it. Shut up. Like, I don't know if anyone just like hasn't told you that, but shut the fuck up. Your opinion does not mean as much as you think it does.
I will then try to course correct by saying the subreddit.
We're not course correcting. Fuck him.
I will attempt.
He didn't do anything, but somebody did something, and fuck that guy in particular.
I will attempt to course correct that and smooth that over by saying the subreddit, the Pro League subreddit that is, does have a tendency to get very critical of very minute details. They are very picky. And they are also, and I've talked about this ad nauseum in past episodes, so I won't delve into the rabbit hole too deep on this one, but they do also get very comparative. Doesn't matter if it's players, casters, teams, anything. It's always... It can never be a conversation about one subject. It always has to turn into a comparison between two. And I don't know why that is on the Pro League subreddit. That is just the way it has been for a very long time.
And that's why it's so annoying. Like,
it
that's
is
why
very
I'm so
frustrating.
It's
it
like,
is very
dude,
frustrating.
I just want to get better at my job. And I'm going to either ask people that know what they're talking about, or like go back through my own stuff and be like, okay, like this is what I need to do. Like, you can ask Flynn. I am the most critical person of myself. I'm always like, I'm fucking shit at my job. I'm terrible. I need to get better. He's like, dude, you're not that fucking bad. Like, but you're fucking light years ahead of where you were when you started. I'm like, yeah, but I still need to get better. Like, that's just me all the fucking time. I don't need you also on my back saying, hey, Stokes, did you know you said this 17 times? 17 and a half. You heard the time that you stuttered it. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't need you. I don't. Like, I appreciate you sitting down and watching it. I'm sorry if I'm a nuisance when I cast and pull away from your viewing experience, but there is also a fucking mute button. If you can't deal with it, if you can't deal with me going through growing pains and trying to get better at my job to give you a better viewing experience, then mute the fucking stream.
That was
Is
poor
that better?
timing. I was ripping my jewel, so I was really poor timing.
Sorry.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. Actual question you may answer. Well, we did answer your first question. How long before we get a CSGO-esque super team of stars? I think we already have a couple now. All right, 2 more blocks of words. Big yikes. Black Dragon's 5th, went over it. So that's okay. Without Hornetau and Lenda 1, don't know who that was, likely being poached, will Chico's even be able to get wins considering disappointing performances from Will 7 and Hunter? I'll be honest, I've never seen a game of Elevate in my life. The new Elevate, Chico's team, or whatever the fuck they were called before they were Elevate. Yeah, and we already answered Will Dark Zero and Team Wreck be better. Disruptive noise. Okay. I understand that Gio probably left on his own decision and the mode change actually made sense, but what the fuck is EG thinking? Okay, been over the EG thing, so I might tell you to go fuck yourself in a couple minutes. Could you make sense of their thought process? Already did. I am mostly wondering why they chose Gacha when there are plenty of other people on the market such as Chala, Eclipse, assuming he wasn't already locked with Dark Zero, Mark, Easily, etc. That being said, I'm still supporting and hopeful for EG. Do you think the way that Reddit and Twitter handled these moves is silly? Been over all of that. I will say, at the end of the day, EG chose Gacha. And I have said many times now that a team does not get worse on purpose. So they looked at their available options, and they chose Gacha, and that's what they did. I've already said why I think they'll be fine. There we go. It's Q&A. It's the episode. It's almost 2.5 hours long. Yet again, holy shit, I miss the days where we could barely crack an hour and a half. You fuckers continue to dump questions in here, and I appreciate it.
Process, but it also sucks sometimes.
Yeah, like it's good to answer the questions, the repetition and stuff, and also, like, guys, the topic is in the thing, roster mania coverage. The who got better and who got worse question.
Yes.
Come on,
we're gonna cover it.
Come on now. Come on.
Don't,
if you want to get specific with something, by all means, and if we've already covered it, then so be it. But, like, who got better, who got worse in an episode literally called Roster Mania, come the fuck on now, boys. I know you can do better. I'm sure you all have more IQ points than Parker.
Yeah, stop being such a fucking smooth brain.
There you go. All right.
Like
with
that one guy on Reddit with Veli. Anyways.
With that being said, guys, I'd like to thank you very much for listening to the episode of the B-Leaguers podcast. It's been brought to you by the Koyo Store. Head to thekoyostore.com/B-Leaguers. Use promo code, all caps, B-Leaguers for 5% off your order. Don't forget to check out the Patreon as well if you want to give us your money. Patreon.com/B-Leaguers. If you don't know about the subreddit and you want to drop us a question for next episode, don't know when that'll be, by the way. Go fuck yourselves. I won't tell you a time until I figure it out and feel like it. That is reddit.com/r/B-Leaguers. Everything branded. It's at Twitter, or Twitter is at B-Leaguers as well. Feel free to, I don't know, follow the account for updates and stuff. Sam basically runs that. I don't really touch that with a 10-foot pole.
He doesn't do fucking anything.
No, I don't do anything. I really don't. Sam built the page. All I do is the back end stuff. I record the episode and I put it online. That's the extent of my giving a shit about the podcast. So, thank you everybody once again for listening. We appreciate it. Roster Mania was insane. We have OGA Pit coming up next weekend. We will do a recap after OGA. I don't know if we'll do an episode before OGA. Probably not. There's not a whole lot to talk about between now and then. And then we'll probably do another episode after USN when Sam gets back. So that'll probably be right before Christmas. And then obviously we'll have holidays and stuff. And then nothing will be going on for a while. So you might have a bit of a hiatus from us over the Christmas holidays and into the beginning of January until some other things come back. But until then, thanks very much once again for listening. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Good night.